Hi, I'm Marty Cohn, and welcome to BCTV Open Studio. I am honored today to be talking to Lenny Derby, president of the chapter for Vietnam Veterans of America here in Vermont, and we are going to be talking about the moving wall coming to Brattleboro. Very exciting. Lenny, thank you for coming on the show.
Absolutely, sure.
All right, so Lenny, let's break this down a little bit. The Vietnam Veterans of America, Vermont.
Right.
Right. What exactly is the mission of that?
Well, it started out, the Vietnam Veterans was founded in 1978. Mm-hmm. And it started out with their mission, and their goal, I should say, was to assist and help any of the Vietnam veterans or Vietnam-era veterans and their families, and also to change the perspective, the public's perspective of the Vietnam veteran.
Sure.
And I think we've come a long way.
Oh, absolutely. So we're talking about people who served like 1961-ish to 75?
75, okay. Right.
And that's great. Now, the Vietnam Veterans Memorial down in Washington, unbelievable. I was actually down there when it was dedicated in 1982. Right. It was an incredible thing.
Oh, it is.
What's the moving wall?
Okay, the moving wall, it started out, it was a dream of 3 Vietnam veterans and mainly John DeVette. Mm-hmm. It was his idea because he was there at the dedication of the wall in D.C.
Right.
But he thought it'd be a great idea since it's in D.C. and he lived over on the West Coast that they could develop a wall that they could make mobile.
Sure.
So it was known as the mobile wall at first.
Right.
And he could travel around the country with it and give people the opportunity to see the wall that never had a chance to see the one in D.C. And the official name has changed to the moving wall.
Sure.
That's what we know it as now.
Now, does the moving wall have all of the names of those who are?
It's the exact same thing as the one in D.C., only a smaller scale.
Wow. And now, how is it that it's coming to Brattleboro? How did you manage that?
This has been a dream of mine for a while, since I've been president of the chapter in town here for some time. And I've seen the moving wall probably 10 to 11 times, and also the wall at Heels, which is the other wall. And I find it to be a very moving experience. And so it's never been in Brattleboro before, and it's only a 5-day event, and I thought it'd be fantastic for this community to have the wall in town. So we're hosting the wall.
Right.
And of course, I think it's going to be a fantastic thing. And every veteran I've talked to is very excited.
Now, so the wall itself, it's really the main wall that's coming. It's not.
It's a half-size replica,
okay.
Which consists of 74 heavy aluminum panels, and the names are silk screened.
Wow.
On the face of it.
Wow, 74, and they're also black?
They're all black. It kind of resembles the one in D.C., like I say, it's a lot smaller scale.
Okay, so then, when's it coming?
It'll be here, it actually arrives in Brattleboro on September 16th, which is a Wednesday. Uh-huh. And we won't set it up until the following day on the 17th, which is a Thursday. And hopefully we'll have at least 10 people to help assemble it, and we'll have a 2x4 platform made prior to the wall coming.
Sure.
And this will provide a track for the wall to set on.
Sure. So, but how does it get here? Is there a special train? Is there?
No, it doesn't come by train.
How does it get?
It comes by a large pickup truck and a trailer. Uh-huh. And a trailer hauls crates which contain the panels.
Wow. And
it's usually a couple that brings the wall, and they travel, like I say, all over the country. So.
Now, is there anything? Is there a processional that accompanies it? Or?
Well, they don't like the idea of a motorcade when they come into town, but they will allow a motorcade from wherever they're staying Wednesday night till Thursday night when they bring the wall to our final location.
Oh, okay.
So we've talked to a motorcycle group about doing this, and they seem to be pretty excited about doing that. So it's a short distance.
Oh, but that's still pretty cool.
Oh, absolutely.
Coming now, and where are you going to be erecting it?
Okay, you're familiar with the old American Optical building on Route 5 up here?
Oh, by the roundabout.
Yes, just above the roundabout, exit 3.
Exit 3.
Also known as Full Flex.
Right.
We have permission from the Moore Company to use that field.
Wow.
So we're pretty excited about that. And we're going to set the wall up. It will be the northeastern end of the field, so we
Okay.
won't be blocking the plant itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and how long will it take you to do that?
Well, according to the people that are bringing the wall, it shouldn't take more than 3 hours to erect it.
Wow, 3
Yeah,
hours
3 hours.
to put up 74 black aluminum
Right.
panels.
Yes.
Wow, that's
And we prefer to have at least 2 people carrying the panels to the location that we're going to set them up. Because we don't want any damage done to these panels because they travel all over.
Sure.
And from time to time, the panels are replaced.
Sure.
And of course, new silk screening has to be done. So we have to be very, very gentle with these panels.
Now, it's my understanding that the land that you erect the wall on, it's sacred.
It is. Absolutely.
It's as sacred as the land
Yes,
down in
it's
Washington,
like walking
D.C.
into a cemetery.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you have any plans? How are you going to honor
Well,
that?
we put up posters,
Uh-huh.
and we want visitors to shut off their cell phones, and we want no food near the wall and no pets. And of course, unless it's a service pet or something like that, that would be allowable. Otherwise, no pets.
Uh-huh.
And we want the noise level to stay as low as possible. So this is what we're shooting for.
Sure. Now, will there be, once it's erected, it's going to be obviously be up 24/7.
Right, 24/7.
Can someone come there 24/7?
Yes, they can. They can come at nighttime. We'll have people there, volunteers that will be willing to help anyone any time of the day until we take the wall down on the 21st, which will be the following Monday.
Wow. Now, is there, during the time that the wall comes, do you have any activities planned?
Well, when it arrives and we get it erected on Thursday, we're hoping to open it to the public by 1 o'clock that afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I've talked with the American Legion Band, and they offered to bring the band up and play patriotic songs along with the national anthem.
Sure.
I wanted to do it earlier in the afternoon, but since a lot of people in the band work, so we postponed it till about 5 or 5:30 that afternoon.
Sure.
And so I think that's going to be a big event.
Sure. When it opens up.
When it opens up, right.
Uh-huh. Now, do you have any plans for, what about kids? I hate to say it. You and I are kind of on this end of it.
Exactly.
What about, young kids?
We're inviting schools,
Uh-huh.
and we prefer the older grades. The younger children are not going to understand what it's all about. And but the older grades, let's say from 5th grade up, we're hoping to invite to the wall, but we want them to come in small groups.
Sure.
And of course, we're going to make it known to them when they arrive that they have to be quiet and respect the wall, and we're going to tell them what they will expect when they see the wall. And there's over 58,000 names on this wall.
Yeah, sad to say.
So yeah, but I think it'll be a learning experience for the kids.
Now, does it come with? Are you gonna say a few words?
I will. Yes, absolutely.
And talk about not only the wall, but also
some of the history. Yes.
and your experience in
My experience
during
as
the
well.
war.
Yeah, I hope to do that, and we also would like to have some artifacts of the Vietnam War so people can view them. For instance, rifles, clothing that might have been worn by the enemy, and that sort of thing. And I have a miniature scale of a Huey helicopter, which I want to put on display, so people can see firsthand what the Huey looks like.
Sure.
And that's what I did. I worked on Hueys and Loaches and also the sky crane. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really something. Now I assume that there's a cost to bringing this wall
Yes,
here.
it doesn't come cheaply, and people don't understand that.
Well, how much does it cost?
Well, the initial cost is $6,000, but there's a lot of other amenities that we need.
Right.
And for instance, I've talked with Green Mountain Power, and they hook us up a line, but they don't do it for free. So we're looking at about $18,000 total.
$18,000.
$18,000.
Sure, that seems
that'll cover the whole thing.
Right, and that's going to cover also the setting up the planks and where you're going to erect it
absolutely.
on, and everything that goes with it. Well, so now, so you've gone out. You're beginning to fundraise for this.
We started it already.
Okay.
Yes.
What kind of reaction are you getting?
It's all positive. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Everybody's excited, and they've even offered to volunteer in any areas that we might need them. So we have a list
Sure.
of people that offered to help out. So.
What about the police or? You know,
We had a member of the police department come to our last meeting, and we hold our meetings every Thursday, every other Thursday. Well, I should say every second Thursday of the month. And typically it was every other month, but since the wall is coming and we need more people to participate, and a lot more is involved, so we're doing our meetings every month. And so the police department did come with a member, and they offered to do guard duty for us.
Wow.
Probably not every policeman would come, but we would have a few of the members from the police department to do guard duty for us, which we need to do 24/7 until the wall is taken down.
Sure. Now, by the way, where do you meet?
We meet at the VFW.
Oh, at the VFW.
Ever since we've been a chapter, they've been gracious enough to let us use one of their rooms.
So the second Tuesday,
Second Thursday, second Thursday of the month at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Now, I know that there's a lot of talk about in terms of fundraising. There's going to be a GoFundMe page,
Right.
so that'll
Hopefully help.
That'll help. I know that there's a lot of information that's going to be put up on your website.
Yes.
You know, that's being developed, and
Right.
we'll that website is vva.org/tag/chapter-843.
843. Right.
It's a long thing, but fear not. We're going to put this as I'm saying it. It's going to be appearing below us here, so there'll be a lot of information there.
Yes.
How can the community donate?
Well, not
Other
only,
than, they could do this GoFundMe. I got
yeah,
that.
yeah, not only financially, but we need help, and no one, if they volunteer, is going to be turned away. We have several committees that we have to put together, and some we already have, but it's going to take groundkeepers. It's going to take people to assist visitors at the wall. There's a lot involved, and
Sure.
someone to supply the food for the volunteers, and I mean, it's quite an undertaking.
Now, so the people that come to deliver it, are they the ones that physically put it up, or do you?
They'll assist us in setting it up.
So you.
Oh yeah, it's under their direction.
So Lenny, how do you think that's going to be? How do you, thinking about it? You're going to be holding these panels that have thousands of names.
Thousands,
and you're going to be putting up. How?
Yeah, I helped set the wall up in various places, and so I know what it involves. And
Right.
it's to me, it's breathtaking. It really is. Once it's all up, it's something to behold.
Right. And I appreciate it once it's up. It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
sure.
But
Right.
I guess I'm asking more on a personal level for you. I mean, you're holding these names, comrades, and putting them
right.
up.
I have friends on that wall, and it's sometimes it's just an emotional thing. It really
Sure.
is, and it is for a lot of vets. I have to say that the first time that I've seen the moving wall was in Concord, New Hampshire, and that was a long time ago. And when I heard about it was over Channel 9, and so I went and I packed up the family, and we left, and we attended that wall over there, and literally they were carrying people away because it was such an emotional thing. It was tough, and I find it still tough to see the wall myself.
I can appreciate that. We're going to take a really quick break. We'll be right back for this video about the moving wall. It's really an incredible video. We'll be right back.
Coming home isn't easy when you've been away so long. When Billy was only 18, he spent a lifetime in Vietnam, fighting in the darkness. Will the morning ever come? With sounds of battle all around, the war goes on and on. The war is still not over. Lord, what are we waiting on? Let's right the wrong that we've done and bring every hero home. Some went away to college, some went to Quebec, but Billy went to Saigon. Sometimes he's still not back. The nightmares never leave him, and fear still grips his heart. The war was real in Vietnam, not a protest in Lincoln Park. Yes, Billy's still there fighting at night when he falls asleep. He calls out to his buddies, "Incoming! Incoming! Incoming! Incoming!" and praise God, my soul, please keep. The war is still not over. Lord, what are we waiting on? Let's right the wrong that we've done and bring every hero home. There were husbands, sons, and brothers who stood proud and brave and tall. You can read their names in granite when you're standing at the wall.
Welcome back to BCTV Open Studio. Today we are talking to Lenny Derby, president of the Vermont chapter of the Vietnam Veterans of America, who's bringing the moving wall to Brattleboro in September. That's September 17th to the 21st. Right here in Brattleboro. It's going to be an incredible time to have the wall here. Lenny, in terms of getting money, I mean, I know I hate to focus on that, but you know, as you mentioned, it's an important thing.
Absolutely.
Can people? Is there a place that people can send?
Yes, I have a.
I have an address. Tell me if this works for you. Vietnam Veterans of America Memorial Fund, 1161 Collins Road, Brattleboro, Vermont, 05301.
Exactly,
How does that work
that's
for
it.
you?
That's it.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so you know now something to think about is the National Vietnam War Veterans Day is observed every year on March 29th,
Right.
and it's really a way to thank and honor our Vietnam veterans and their families for their service, for their sacrifice. I think this year it would be really good to not only do that, and we should be doing that not just one day,
Right.
but to think about the impact of this wall, and people can send a check to that Vietnam Veterans of America Memorial Fund,
Right.
1161 Collins Road, Brattleboro, Vermont, 05301. Really, it's a small way to say thank you for your service and the service of all the veterans.
Right. Absolutely.
So when you saw this and you wanted to bring it, how many years have you been trying to do this?
Well, actually, I've helped set it up in Wilmington when it was there about 4 or 5 years ago, and that kind of inspired me a little bit to get it in our community down here. And so I did some research, and this is what inspired me to do it. So, and this is quite an undertaking, but we decided to bite the bullet and do it. So this is, we're happy and we're excited. So
Now, how many folks are in the Vermont chapter of the Vietnam Veterans
well,
of America?
altogether, there's 7 chapters within the state of Vermont,
Right.
and it's close to 600 members statewide.
Right.
And our chapter is one of the smaller ones in the state, and we consist of about 25 members. And it's been very difficult to get members, even though there's Vietnam vets in the area.
Right.
A lot of them don't want anything to do with Vietnam.
Right.
And I think it's helping them a little bit. The vets that we do have, we've lost a lot due to Agent Orange.
Sure.
But we're a small chapter, and our charter says we should maintain at least 25 members, and that's what
Right.
we've been trying to do.
And so, in terms of attracting, I got to believe that there were more vets, and
There is.
and I can appreciate coming back when they did, and with all the trouble that we had when vets were returning. Are you finding it? Is it any easier for folks to come out as time goes on?
It is. It does. It makes a big difference. Because we never had a welcome home. And when you got back to the States, and I went over by ship in my unit, and when I came back, I flew back. And we ended up in Seattle International Airport. And my experience was, it wasn't only parts of my unit that was on that plane, but there were other units as well. And the welcome home just didn't exist. And you know how guys are when they come back from a year's tour of duty in a war zone, they want to get off the plane, kiss the ground, and say, I'm back. Well, they didn't want that to happen.
Right.
We were told not to get off the plane because we were contaminated. And we had a 2-star Marine general that was aboard, and he was kind of mad when he heard that after
Right.
the captain came over the intercom. He says, I'll be right back. And he was allowed to leave the plane. And when he came back, he said, we're getting off the plane. The air terminal had roped off an area from the plane into a small room that had some vending machines. And we could get into that room and get whatever we wanted out of the machines, but we had to get back on the plane. But at least if it wasn't for that Marine general, we would have never gotten off the plane. And so this is the welcome home that we got. And I know other vets had worse welcoming homes than what we did.
Now, when did you come back?
I came back in October 1968.
In 1968. So I can only imagine it taking 1982 was when we finally dedicated
Right.
this wall down in Washington, which was an incredible undertaking. I mean, and I remember every time that I've gone down to D.C., I mean, there are lines of people.
Yeah.
It's never, to be honest with you, I find it more poignant at night than,
Boy.
you know.
Yeah. It's one of the most visited memorials in D.C. now. And I've seen that wall twice.
So you'd think that in 1982, here it is 2020, it's almost 40 years later, to bring this wall, this half-size replica,
Right.
to Brattleboro is definitely going to be an emotional and an important.
It will, no doubt.
And I think it'll also be a great educational. I mean, it's something we can't forget.
Well, we're hoping it'll be a healing factor as well for a lot of vets. And like I say, it'll give them the opportunity to see the wall that they may never have a chance to see the one in D.C. So this is another reason that we would like to bring the wall to this area.
And again, once it's up, they could come at any time, and
Yes.
walk through and
The wall is open 24 hours a day. We hope to have it lit so at least they can see the names.
right.
And if it's really dark at night, we have flashlights that they may use to look up a name if they have a special name that they wanted to see. And we'll offer rubbings of the wall as well, but we have volunteers that we want to train how to do the rubbings properly, and we'll have special paper to use that for the rubbings and special crayons.
Wow.
So that's all in the works.
It's an incredible undertaking and important undertaking.
Absolutely.
Again, the website for more information is vva.org/tag/chapter-843. Lenny, thank you so much for coming on the show and telling us about it. I wish you only the best. Thank you so much for your service, but thank you for doing this. And I look forward to seeing the wall September 17th to the 21st right there on Full Flex Field.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Right.
All right, that's BCTV Open Studio, an important show. I hope you'll take down the information and send a check to remember the folks who served us during Vietnam. I'm Marty Cohn. Thanks for watching.